What's going on, people? Tyler Lamb here, and over the last few days, I actually put together a little mini training series on how to create content. And on the last day, this previous day, yesterday, the topic was blog content. And after shooting that video and creating that post, I decided I'd go ahead and, for those of you who knew, I'd put together a little video on how to actually format your blog post and how to actually write it so it looks neat and it makes somebody actually compelled to read it and not shy away from it. So I just want to shoot this real quick video, so I'm going to show you that real quick. So over here, I'm actually in, and I'll show you real quick. I'll go back to the dashboard. I'm actually in the back office of WordPress. This is how the back office of any WordPress blog will look like. All of it will look the same. The only difference is you won't necessarily have all these plugins showing on the side. Alright, it's the only difference. Alright, but you want to add a new post, you'll just come over here, and I kind of showed you this first part in the previous video. You just click on add new. Alright, put in your title. So let's say the title is my blog post for today. Alright, now from here, this is kind of how you want to format your blog post. See, people don't want to read a big congested block of text with no breaks or anything like that. They're just not going to want to read it, even if it's content that they want to see and want to know about and want to read. If they look at something that's a big block of text, like it's all just blocked together, just imagine this being a big block of text on a page. If it looks like that, they're not going to want to read it. All right, so you want to make sure you kind of break up your text, break up your blog post into sections, do different things with it so that it makes it more appealing to somebody that wants to read it. So let's say we can play around with some of the different features up here. When you're writing a blog post, you can write it just as if, say, you're using Microsoft Word or something. You kind of have the bold, the italic, things like that you can use. You also have this section here. If you knew HTML code, you'd use this text section right here to add HTML code. But we're going to stay in the visual part. It's a lot easier to mess with. All right. So you have your blog post. Let's say you want to start it off, but you want it something to kind of stand out and keep it from being all blocky. So we're going to come up here and let's say we'll put a heading up here. My new blog post. All right. So let's say we'll come up here. We'll highlight that and we'll put heading 1. All right. And then we got our paragraph. So this is my new blog post for today, February 7th, 2013. Alright, let's say you got a couple paragraphs right there in that section. Then you have another point that you want to key in on that's related to the topic of your blog post. So your blog post for today, the topic is my blog post for today. Alright, roll with it. That's what this is for right now. Alright, your first headline is my new blog post, or in this section, if with your heading 1, it could be maybe a little bit of an intro to your blog post, or however you want to do it. But basically, you're just using the heading 1 to kind of intro it. The next part is the next key point you want to focus in on. So let's just say my new blog post. Alright, roll with it. Alright, roll with me. Alright, this is how we're doing. Alright, and you can come in and you can make that heading 2. Alright, and let's say let's say my new blog post is doing an intro. Let's say this is the key point for my new blog post. Alright, and then let's say you have another kind of key point. It'll have another setting. So let's say my old new blog post. Alright, you kind of get what I'm saying here, basically. Alright, so then you have another heading 2 to kind of break it up. This is my key point for my new blog post. Alright, bam. And then let's say, and it depends on how you want to write it, depends on what you're writing about, if you actually have these many headlines or anything like that. But basically, I'm just kind of showing you a way to kind of break things up and keep it from being a boring block of text that nobody's going to want to read. But let's say you had like a closing argument or just another section that you don't feel is as bold a point as these first two. You can come in here and say my conclusion or whatever you want, and that can be heading 3. And the headings go all the way down to like something crazy like 6 or something. Yeah, 6. but those are real small, so I wouldn't necessarily use those as actual headings for a blog post. All right, but there. All right, so there's your content. You got everything broken up. You got everything broken up, so it's not a big block of text, and it doesn't look boring to read or anything like that. Golly, what the heck am I trying to type? My conclusion for my blog post today. All right, there you go. All right, so it's not a big block of text. It actually kind of has some breaks. It looks nice to read and everything, but you still want to kind of make it look a little bit better. You want to kind of add some pictures or some images to it, something of that nature to kind of go along with the topic. So what you can do is you can come over to Google and you can type in whatever your topic of your blog post is. So let's just say blog post. Let's just say that's our topic. All right. Once you get on the search results page, you'll just click up here on images. What this will do is it'll bring up any images that Google feels are related to what you typed into the search bar. All right. Now, what you have to be careful with this is you want to make sure that the picture you decide to use isn't necessarily something that's, let's say, copyrighted by somebody else. It's not something that somebody put up on their website that they intended to be for their use only type of thing. So you want to make sure you're a little bit selective in what pictures that you pull out. All right, but you'll just pull out a picture. You'll come up here, you'll click on it, it'll bring up this little preview right here. You'll right click it, save image as, save it to your computer. You guys should know how to do that. You're functioning online, you're working on a computer, bam. You come over to your blog post. To add it, all you'll do is come up here, click add media. And if it's something you want to bring up from your computer that you just saved, you'll just click on upload files, select files, and then select where you saved it at, and it'll upload it instantly right there. And then in the media library, you'll just come over and choose what you want to insert it into post. All right, and then bam, it'll show up right there. And then the cool thing is, if you click on this symbol right here, you can have it aligned to the left, which means it'll show up to the left of the text, the center, which just means it'll be in the center of the page, or the right of the text, so the image will show up to the right of the text like I have it set now. If you have it set to none, it'll just show up to the left of the page, but no text will be beside it. The text will end up starting below the image. All right, so right now you can see I actually have it set to where it's showing to the right of the text. All right, but that's all you have to do, just something real simple to kind of format your blog post real quick so it actually looks neat. We'll do a preview real quick so you can kind of see it's not a big boring block of text. Actually looks nice, looks like you want to read it, and let's imagine that there's actually more paragraphs here, but you get what I'm trying to say. So that's just kind of how you format your blog post when you're creating it. I just wanted to shoot this quick video just to kind of show you, for those who aren't used to writing blog posts, how you should go ahead and format it. All right, this is Tyler Lamb signing out. Talk to you soon. Peace.